All right, so this one's going to be a little bit more challenging than the other one. In order to do this correctly, I'm going to put up my coordinate planes here. So remember, we have our Y. We're going to have our X starting up here and going down like this. Remember, these are in relationship to these lines here. We're not going to have any horizontal. We'll have up and down, so vertical. And then we'll also have our diagonal line. So the one going down will be our X, and the ones going up will be our Z's. Okay, just like that. Okay, so we're drawing in 3 dimensions. So I find it easiest to designate which of these dimensions, so 1, 2, or 3, is going to be on my Y, Z, and X before I get started drawing. And we can think about these in length. So length times width times height. Okay. And it's as small as it can be. But so my height going up and down is going to be the easiest to pick. So I'm going to use red for that. So all of my lines going up and down will be 3. Okay. And then the other ones, it doesn't necessarily matter what you choose. So if you learned it from me the other way, a different way, I apologize if I changed it, but I'm going to have my 2's be my width. So those are going to be green going back and up to the right. And then my length is going to be blue. So those will be 1 triangle wide. So let's go ahead and start with our height. I find it easiest to start with the height. So let's do that. So we're going to start anywhere. You just want to make sure you have enough space. So I would pick somewhere in the middle. So we're going to start down here at the bottom. We'll call that our origin. We're going to go up 1, 2, 3 for height. So 1, 2, 3. Okay. Now I'm going to switch gears here. I'm going to pick my blue color and I'm going to do my length. So length is 1 and I'm using my blue that's on the x-axis. So it's going up into the left. So 1, just once. Okay. So I started from the origin, but I'm just going to close it out up here at the top because we're going to have a whole rectangular prism. So we got 1 over. I'm going to switch to my red and I'm going to close this out. So I'm going to count 1, 2, 3. Okay, and being consistent with all of my dimensions that were given to me in the problem. All right, so next I'm going to use my green to be on the z-axis. So I'm going to be doing my width, which is 2. So I find it best just to start back at that origin, that point that we started at, where we started counting up. So right here. So I'm going to go over and up. 1, 2. Okay, 1, 2. And then up here at the top, I'm just going to do the same thing. 1, 2. Okay, and your shape, feel free to pause this video and work on yours at any time. I'm going to switch to go to red so I can close out my side of my box. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3. Remember, we're counting up. All of my red lines, all of my heights should be 3. Okay. So now all we need to do is we need to finish this. We need to close out the top to make this a rectangular prism. Say prism. Rectangular prism. So use my blue crayon and I'm going to start right here at this point and just walk that over up there. So it's just 1. And finally, I'm going to switch back to my green. And if I'm looking over at my width, I should have 2. So I'm going to close this off. 1, 2. Okay, and you'll notice all my greens are going in the same direction and they're all the same number of triangles wide. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay, and there's the rectangular prism.